Hello and welcome to this trip report to Lithuania. In this video we're going to fly on Ryanair from Luton to Kanaus in Lithuania. We're going to explore the city of Kanaus before taking the train over to Vilnius, exploring the city there and then heading back to Luton on Wizz Air. There's nothing too much to say about Luton Airport. It's fairly practical and does the job as a base for low-cost carriers, although a new terminal extension has recently opened which is much improved on the previous one. Our flight time today was 2 hours. We took off from runway 26 at Luton, about an hour behind schedule, and without the need for a backtrack. The flight was fairly full today, and unfortunately there were quite a number of children on board, particularly babies, which meant that the experience in flight was not particularly great. But before long we'd started our approach and were landing into Kanaus. The airport here is really small, and within no time at all we'd passed immigration and were out ready to catch our bus into the city centre. Kanaus itself is quite a small town and used to be the capital of Lithuania. There's a lovely Christmas tree and a small market around Christmas time in the old market square. There is also an old castle which is well worth a visit. I'd highly recommend paying the small fee it costs just to go around and take a look. Next up on our itinerary for this trip was the train over to Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. The train station here is perfectly practical. With regular services between the two cities, it was really easy to find the platform. We were the first on board this train, and being quite early, there were no lights on at all when we boarded. We purchased first class tickets for this journey, which basically meant that we had a seat reservation versus the standard class tickets that come without. After dropping our bags off at our Airbnb, we ventured into one of Europe's top 10 Christmas markets, in the market square at Vilnius. As you can see, it really is a magical experience. You really need to visit the castle tower here. This is where the Baltic Way started, back in 1989. The human chain started here and went all the way through to Tallinn in Estonia. It really was a remarkable peaceful protest. I walk back down through the Christmas market and it's almost time for us to head back to the airport. The journey time to the airport from the city centre is just around 15 minutes. And rather unbelievably, The price of this in an Uber is just over €5. We'll start off here with the arrivals hall at Vilnius. It really is a remarkably old and gorgeous building. The departures hall is rather more modern and more practical and is situated behind the arrivals terminal. We had complimentary checked in bags with Wizz Air on this flight, so we dropped them off and headed to the departure lounge. There really is nothing to do in this departures lounge. It is really small for the number of flights that it handles and the seating wasn't really adequate. We made our way to our Wizz Air Airbus A321 via bus today, taking us across the apron and dropping us off right outside. I really do like Wizz Air. Their aircraft are always clean and tidy, the seat pitch is pretty good and there's enough leg room. I've always found the crew to be really attentive as well and professional throughout the flight. And that is the end of this trip. Thank you very much for watching and please do let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below. One more thing, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.